Welcome back to the Japan Watch Hunting series. In this trip, we explore some of the best watch spots in Tokyo and Osaka, from dedicated boutiques to vintage specialists and hidden second-hand shops.
If you have only got time for one spot to hunt watches in Tokyo, this is the one. Not a district, not a street, one building. This is Nakano Broadway. From the outside, it honestly looks like nothing. You walk up through a covered shopping street, you see a normal entrance, and you have never guessed what was inside. But once you are in, it's basically a maze. A few floors of anime, old toys, retro cameras, all kind of collectibles. And mixing with all of that, mostly on the third floor, are some of the best watch shops in the country, all within a couple minutes of each other. That's what makes this place so good. It's not that there is one perfect shop, it's that there are so many, all stacked together. You can walk out of a huge dealer with thousands of watches and be inside of a tiny one-man vintage shop 30 seconds later. You don't have to travel across the city like you do in other places. Here, you just have to know which doors to open. So let me walk you through the ones that are actually worth your time. First up, WATCHNIAN. This is really a good place to start because it eases you in. It's clean, it's bright, it's well organized, and it's absolutely full of watches. You have got Rolex, Omega, modern pieces, vintage pieces, all laid out properly so you can actually see what you're looking at. It feels much more like a proper shop than a dusty little corner, which makes a comfortable first shop, especially if it's your first time in Nakano and you're still getting into your bearings. The condition of the stuff here is generally really good, so it's nice to wait to start training your eye on what is a clean example actually looks like before you get deeper into vintage stuff. Take your time here, it sets the tone for the whole day. And here's a tip a lot of people miss. WATCHNIAN actually has a second store just a short walk away. It's the same kind of shop, same vibe, but the stock is not always the same between the two. So it's very important to check both. If you spot something you like in the first store, don't pull the trigger straight away. Walk over to the second one and see what they got. A lot of times you will find a similar piece, sometimes in better conditions or a slightly different price. That little bit of patience can either save you some money or get you a nicer version of the exact watch you wanted. Most people only do one location and miss half of the picture. Then there is Jack Road. If you have done any research at all on watch shopping in Tokyo, you have heard this name. It's probably the most famous watch shop in the whole building and one of the best known in all Japan. And most probably you have seen other videos on YouTube talking about this shop. There are just watches everywhere, wall after wall, case after case, and it's constantly turning over. So it's never quite the same shop twice. The range is wild too. You will see rare modern pieces like Patek sitting not far from vintage Rolex, Tag Heuer, Omega, Breitling, all sorts. You can generally lose an hour in here just wandering and looking. The best part of all is just the hunt. If there is a specific reference you have been chasing, there's a real chance it's sitting right there in one of those cases. And that's exactly the kind of moment that makes coming to Japan worth it. Now, once you have done the big dealers, this is where I would tell you to slow it right down, because the smaller shops are where Nakano gets really interesting. Take RENZU. It's quieter, smaller, much more low-key than the big guys down the hall. It's not trying to hit you with thousands of watches. It's more curated, more personal. But the people who know it keep coming back, and that tells you something. These are the kinds of shops that are really easy to walk straight past, especially when you're tired and you have already seen a lot. But those are usually the ones hiding something you won't see anywhere else. So step inside, take your time, and actually look. Little shops like these are the big part of what makes Nakano special in the first place. Then there is Good Watch 78, one of the smallest shops in the entire building. It's basically a little corner, with most of the watches sitting right there in cases in front of you. No big showroom, no pressure, just watches. It's a vintage Rolex specialist, and on top of watches themselves, they have got these trays of original parts and all bezels. It almost feels like a little museum of vintage Rolex bits. And for the right kind of collector, that stuff is gold. It's the sort of place where the details really matter. I actually made a whole separate video just for this shop, going way deeper into it. So if you want the full story, I will link the video down here. There is Kamekichi, up on the 3rd floor. A lot of people rate this one of the fair pricing. And importantly, the staff speak English, which makes a huge difference if you actually want to sit down and talk numbers or negotiate a bit. If you're into Japanese watches especially, Grand Seiko, Vintage Seiko, King Seiko, Citizen, then you want to find a Firekids down on the 1st floor. That's their whole thing. And the selection and conditioning are really good. And if you're into Rolex person, keep an eye on Quark, which is a dedicated Rolex specialist with sports models and rare references. So even after the shops I have shown you, there's a whole other layer here for anyone who wants to keep digging. So how should you actually do Nakano Broadway? Simple, give it time. Block at least half a day, more if you can. Start with WATCHNIAN and its 2nd store, warm up and get your eye in. Then hit Track Road for the sheer amount of stuff, and then the fun, the search. And then slow down for the smaller shops. RENZU, Good Watch 78, Kamekichi, Firekids, because that's where the more unusual, great pieces tend to hide. Bring some patience, bring cash, because a lot of these places will give you a better deal if you are paying cash. And whatever you do, don't rush. This building rewards people who actually take their time and look properly. One building, a whole day of watches. That's exactly why this is the first place I send anyone who tells me they're heading to Tokyo to hunt. This is Brothers and Watches, and this is watch hunting in Japan. I hope you like it, and I'll see you the next one.